Hello world, I'm Chris Pirillo and you've tuned in to another live edition of the LockerGnome Daily Report, or TLDR for short. Oh, I love doing live broadcasts. This is live. I'm doing it live every weekday for my patrons, courtesy of ChrisPirillo.com. That's where you can go to unlock the full episode of TLDR. I begin by addressing something. Like today, I'm talking about my 3 tips for Battlefront beginners. Yesterday, I did the 3 reasons I didn't like Star Wars Battlefront, and the day before that, I did 3 reasons I like Star Wars Battlefront. It's like Star Wars Battlefront week. Reek? Not that I know of. But, oh, God, that's kind of got me excited for the upcoming Game of Thrones episodes. Okay, wrong fandom. I got to talk about Star Wars Battlefront first. Then, I'm going to be doing a Pirillo Picks video. This is a good one. Of course, every one is a good one. And then after that, I'm answering tech questions for my community, or geek questions for my community. And then I'm talking about today's tech news. That's the full TLDR. You can unlock it by heading over to ChrisPirillo.com. You know that I've been playing Star Wars Battlefront, and if you don't know, then you must be new here. And that's okay. Welcome aboard. I've been playing Star Wars Battlefront almost exclusively at live.pirillo.com. That is my Twitch account, my Twitch profile. Behind me is the chat room at live.pirillo.com. It's usually locked down just to subscribers, and I know a lot of people who are fans of Twitch get angry at that, but to me, it's the best thing ever, because only my big supporters who aren't there to hate are chatting. And I like seeing that kind of support, especially when I'm playing a game. And every time I've opened up the chat room to anybody, it's not a good idea. So when I am streaming Battlefront, the chat will be integrated. We're saving a few of those videos, and if you're a subscriber on Twitch, then you can be a part of that. I am not someone who plays a lot of video games. I'm not really someone I would label as a gamer, per se. You can see I'm wearing a video games t-shirt. I was in this movie. It was something that I crowdfunded. I believe in crowdfunding content. That's my belief. I got a t-shirt out of it. And I was actually in the movie. If you watch the credits for Video Games the Movie, I'm actually in it, talking about Tetris, one of my favorite games. But I don't play first-person shooters. So, I am really, truly a noob. I'm a beginner. I'm not someone who's considered anywhere near an expert. You're never going to hear me say I'm an expert. I'm an expert in being a beginner, especially at Star Wars Battlefront. So here are my tips if you want to get started with Star Wars Battlefront. Number 1, practice. That's the thing, and that's you got to remember that. You can't just get good immediately, and I'm not even that good, and I've been playing for a while. I'm this close to rank 50, which is as high as you can get, which is great. I've been pushing forward. I've been playing a lot. Late at night, usually, my time. But practice is important. You can't just pick it up, put it down, and expect that it's going to work for you, especially if you're not someone who plays a lot. But you're going to have to spend a fair amount of time in the game. I've spent over 2 days of my life, 48 hours of my life has been zapped away by this game. They have stats and progression that you can see, like how much you've played. And I've definitely not won every battle. I've definitely improved over time, but it's because of practice. So, that's a little on the nose. Well, duh, Chris, you're going to have to practice. So, when you're playing, you may get and most likely get killed by another player. It will show you that player's identity, what weapon they used, what cards they're carrying, who they are really as a player, a quick profile. There is something called a trait card, and this is something that, I learned over time that I needed to get. And you can have a different kind of trait, and there are different traits that are unlockable depending on how quickly you rank up. If you play frequently, you'll rank up quickly, even if you're not that good at it. Because if you're on a side that wins, you get more points. You get like a 500-point bonus. And then if you play during double points weekend or bonus weekends, you get even more points for your gameplay. So the more you play, the more you're going to rank up. Because even if you lose, you're going to get some points. You may not rank up as quickly, but you can do it. This trait card is there are many of them, but I found my favorite trait card is the Scout trait card, and the reason why is because it gives me the ability to stay hidden. And this is important because I learned that there's this little radar that's in the lower left-hand corner for you. I think it's down here. I'm thinking my left is over here, your left is down here. So down in this corner, there's a little radar. It'll let you know if you're in a zone or if an enemy's approaching you, if your partner's there. Your partner's in yellow. You'll see your partner flying around in yellow, like a yellow outline. Enemies will be red. The other side will always be red no matter how you play, because it toggles between the rebel forces at this point and Imperial forces, and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth when you're in a certain type of gameplay. The Scout trait card, which you can get, and I think it's unlockable at a certain level, what that will allow you to do is stay off the radar if you walk at a trait card level 1, which means that if an enemy is going past you, and this has worked for me, like enemies are looking on their radar saying, oh, there's an enemy ahead, I'm going to get him, boom, 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 and you're gone. But if you use the scout trait card, this is just one of many trait cards. It's the one I found has worked for me. And like what I'm telling you is get a trait card, whatever it is, get that trait card. So the enemy will not see me on the radar. If I'm not moving, the enemy doesn't see me. And then as I pick off more enemies, I can level up that trait card within that game. If I get killed, then it starts again at trait level 1. Then I get trait level 2. The highest you can get is trait level 3. And at each level, that trait card becomes more powerful, makes you a better player. So if you rank up to, I think, trait level 2, then not only are you hidden when you're not moving or if you're walking, but I believe you're also hidden when you're not running or when you're running. So you basically become a better player. And you be on the field, and they have different. As I said, there are different trait cards. One will make it so that you heal faster. Another one will make it such that you're more effective, and your weapons recharge faster. And you've got to. I'm not going to dive into all the trait cards. I'm just saying, get one. Get one. And as soon as you can unlock one that you think is going to help you, try it. And always be willing to try something new. You might think that a weapon is one thing you want. Oh, I want this weapon. Don't go based on the way that other people play with that weapon. Go based on how well you can use that weapon. Like, for example, I don't aim very well. So I'm thinking, the weapon I'm currently using, which would be Han Solo's blaster, may not be working well for me, but it's worked better for me than some other weapons, which may work better when I'm firing at a distance. And that's exactly, so that's what I want to say. Try different weapons, find one that suits you, find one that, really plays to your strengths, even if you're not, that much, of a great player, so to speak. Because trust me, there are people out there who are worse than you, and there are absolutely people out there who are better than you, unless you're like number 1. And there are a lot of number 1s out there. Believe me, I've been killed a lot by the number 1s, but I've also killed the number 1s too. So that's actually the third thing that I wanted to speak to. Play to your strengths. And this is the thing. You may believe that the way to play Battlefront is get in there and melee and knock people out and get up close and personal. That's not necessarily how you want to play the game. I found that I play better as a sniper. I play better at a distance. Like, if I'm up there and you've seen me play, if I'm up there, rarely am I doing insanely well, or as insanely well as other people. Like my brother Adam, he's got to be in the action. He's got to be right up there and he gets a lot of kills, and but I'm like, no, I got to hang back. I got to hang back, take my time, find a position that is going to cover me, but I'm not going to be running all around the map because even if it's a goal, I want to try to help my team achieve their goal, but I got to do that at a distance. I found that I'm a better player at a distance. So, discover things about yourself. So don't think that there's only one way to play it. You can be a different kind of player. You don't have to be like your friend. You don't have to be like your brother. And so even as a beginner, you're going to learn that, I do better at a distance. So if you've seen me play, you've seen me use the Scout trait card almost exclusively, although I could unlock many of them. You've also seen that I tend to use two. You get your I guess, what were they, special weapons? Or like bonus weapons. You got your blaster. That's one thing. You choose your blaster, whichever one, and they've got different levels within blasters. But then you can choose separate items. So one of my items is a homing shot. Now, the reason I use a homing shot, some people hate that, but I need it because I can't aim to save my life, literally, in the game. I cannot aim. I do well sometimes. I'm lucky. But that's the reason why I go with the blaster, because up close and personal, I don't have to fire as many times or hit the people as many times to be able to, eliminate them. So a homing shot allows you to target an individual and then fire a shot, and it'll go after them as long as that homing shot doesn't get blocked by something else. So it's allowed me to pick off quite a few people otherwise I wouldn't be able to do. So it's really helped. The second special, it's not really a weapon. It's an unlockable or a usable item is a jump pack, and I could level up that jump pack too. So you can have one that recharges slower, or when you rank it up, you can recharge it quicker. A jump pack is one thing that I would recommend for you as a beginner, because you're going to be in the middle of the action, or you're going to hear and someone's got a homing shot on you. You got to get out of there. You just go. Just get out of there. Fly. Or someone's like hitting you real hard. Jump. Go. See ya. I'm out. And then when you do that, you're getting yourself out of the action, and you could potentially save your life. And that's where using the jump pack could be come in handy. Plus, if you want to get ahead further, you want to move a little faster than you could if you run, you could use the jump pack. If you try and jump from one thing to another, you use the jump pack. So I like using the jump pack. And then I find that the special item, there's another thing that you could use with the triangle button on the PS4. I don't know what it's called necessarily, but what I have is a personal shield. So I use that personal shield instead of all the other things, items that I can put. Fill your slots is what I'm saying. Fill your slots. This personal shield, which I also ranked up, allows me to, when I press the button, and as long as I've unlocked that charge up, or I have a charge up in my bank, so to speak, I have a personal bubble around me. This blue bubble. If you've seen anybody with this personal blue bubble around them, I now can have a blue bubble for like 9 seconds. Which, if someone's like firing at me and I'm like, I'm taking hits and I don't want to die, I'll like throw up the personal shield. Boom, and pretty much, I'm good. Unless someone comes in and melees me, and that's like when they knock you out. And I'm not that great at doing melees to other people, but I've been surprised when I have. Or a homing shot. A homing shot can come through that, and you could also get killed in a variety of ways. But the regular laser bolts aren't necessarily going to hit you, and you have a chance to recharge faster so that you don't die. So I use the personal shield. It's great in certain games or challenges like Droid Run, which I like because of my brothers. And I also like Drop Zone. Drop Zone is one of my favorites. But as I said with Battlefront, a lot of the value is the team that you're playing with. And as long as you're with a team that allow you to play to your strengths, you'll do well and you'll have fun. But that's sometimes up in the air unless you have 20 people that you know who complement you in how you play with others. You know, it's going to be a different experience pretty much every single game you play. There have been times when I've been the leader. Like, I've been the best player on my team. And I can't remember if we won, but I guarantee we didn't win all the time. I don't want to be the best player on my team. I don't. I really genuinely don't. It's like I never want to be the smartest person in the room. So hopefully you're able to glean, a fair amount from this. Practice, load up all your slots, your trait card, use weapons that complement your skill set, and learn what type of player you are. And really, I mean, if you like Star Wars, you can do this. Honestly, a lot of the people that I see playing Battlefront don't like first-person shooters. They just like playing because it's Star Wars, and that's me. I'm never going to go beyond that. I'm never going to be a hardcore gamer. I like the casual stuff. I like the fun stuff, and I wouldn't say that Battlefront wins on all fronts, so to speak, but, I've been able to make it to rank 50, and I feel like I'm a beginner. I don't know if I'm ever going to graduate, and I've gotten better. People who swing by, they say, Chris, God, in the past 2 weeks, you've improved. I guess I have, but again, it comes with practice. It comes with getting weapons, filling up your cards, and learning the maps, and learning where you play, and how you play, and where you fit with other teams, and it just takes time. So, I feel that if you get past the first 48 hours of gameplay, you'll be better off, but you got to get to that point. You got to get to that point. And I feel like I'm still a beginner. I get outranked all the time, not just by people who rank up, because you basically rank up, and as you rank up and play more, you get more points. You can unlock certain characters or weapons or traits or emotes or whatever. Emotes. You can get emotes in the game. I don't. So tonight on live.pirillo.com, I am ranking up to 50. I am. I'm this close. Just a few thousand points away. It's going to happen tonight. I'm ranking up to 50. That's as high as you can go. I'm going to unlock the Shadow Trooper and a Quarren, and I'm very happy about that. I've been waiting, just to say that, hey, I did it. I accomplished something and had fun doing it, and pretty much streamed everything. I haven't streamed all of my Battlefront gameplay, but I would say a fair amount of it. Wins and losses. And I'm having fun. You'll hear me yelling at the other people, like, what are you doing? Ah! I feel bad, because at one point I was them, right? And it'll still, constantly be that way, but sometimes it's rolling the dice. Sometimes you get good partners, sometimes you don't. Anyway, I've been having fun with Battlefront, or enough fun with Battlefront, though I still feel it falls short in many ways. And I've had people ask about Battlefront, and you have to pardon as I pull this. Oh, no, that's not what I meant to do. Not open a new tab. I'm setting the iPad Pro on tomorrow's Pirillo picks. I got a new card game. What could it be? You'll find out soon, but that's not the Pirillo pick for today. I can't wait to show you what I have today. Although it's something that may not be interesting to everybody. But you know what? That's the thing with life. Just because it's interesting to me, it may not mean that it's interesting to everybody. But it's interesting to me, and that's what I got to share. I got to share my passions, my interests, my fascinations, my discoveries, and I love doing that every single day. Sometimes it happens in Battlefront, and I would say that today's pick, or my picks today, are largely inspired by Joe Tashi, who was here earlier. I don't know if he's still here, but he was asking me a question while I was doing the streaming, and I like doing that. I like interacting with people when I'm playing, but of course, when I'm playing the video game, when I'm playing Battlefront on Twitch, I'm playing the game. And then when I have a chance to breathe, then I'll look over at chat and then potentially address a question. Some people got upset because I didn't answer them right away. I'm like, dude, I am playing a game. I am here to stream a game. I'm here to interact, but I got to get to the point where I can answer in chat. So it's another reason why the chat room on the Twitch account is usually locked down to subscribers, and I'm okay with that. Some people aren't. The people who want to talk and don't want to become a subscriber are not fine with it, but it keeps me protected from a lot of negativity, and I have to expose myself to a modicum of negativity on a regular basis that I don't want to do it if I don't have to. So I'm okay with that. And otherwise, I don't know. If it wasn't for Battlefront, I'd probably be playing more Disney Infinity because of the Star Wars characters. Been having enough fun with Battlefront, trying to rank up to 50. Maybe now I'll be able to kind of take a breather with Battlefront, move on to Disney Infinity, play a few of the levels, mostly in the toy box, with the Star Wars characters or the Star Wars figures you can get for Disney Infinity. Likely also on the PS4. Although it doesn't really matter how you play any of these games, as long as you do, and as long as you enjoy them. What you got to remember as a beginner, if you're still listening to me, is that the goal of playing a video game isn't necessarily to win. And I realize that flies in the face of everything that you would imagine like a video game being. No, it's all about winning. No, it's nice. It's good to win. Don't get me wrong. It is a goal. But to me, the goal of a video game or playing a video game is having fun. If you're not having fun, it's going to suck. This is why Battlefront in the beginning sucked. And to tell you the truth, there's some days that it does suck, just as much because I'm not finding the right teams. I'm not playing very well, and it sucks. I don't feel good about it, and I want a victory. I want to go to bed with a victory. So, the goal for me when it comes to video games isn't winning, it's having fun, and I hope you're having fun, and I hope the tips that I've given you help you a little bit to have a little more fun, at least with Battlefront. And if I need to be more specific, I'm assuming you read the manual, I'm assuming you've played the game. I'm not going to walk you through every nuance of it. I'm not a tutorial. I'm just here to share my experiences. Okay, I'm going to move on now to today's Pirillo picks. Hopefully you see that now. The patrons can stay tuned in, because after that I'm answering tech questions and talking about today's tech news. Everybody else, I will see you in the next video. You want to see all of TLDR? Head over to chrispirillo.com. Today's free podcast highlight was brought to you by all of my active patrons from chrispirillo.com. If you want access to the full TLDR episodes, both audio, video, past, present, and future, which can be up to an hour long or longer, with even more tech insight from me every weekday, plus other bonus content without ads, and support me at the same time, you can sign up to become one of my supernomies too. This is just a brief taste of what I'm producing for you daily. Again, get more through chrispirillo.com.